Hi, everybody.
Hey, everyone. Oh, so here's how much we love you,
Okay.
our loyal viewers. When we do these videos, we have to turn the air conditioner off.
Right, so it's like hot.
It's hot as
Florida.
insert metaphor here.
Right. It's a little hot. So,
Woo!
yes, you're right. So, yeah, it's a little toasty
It's as
today.
hot as a Tennessee porch on a summer afternoon, as my grandmother always said. She didn't say that.
Okay.
That doesn't even sound like my grandmother.
You know, speaking, this is totally random, but because you said that, I had a flashback to being a child, literally sitting on my grandmom's back screened-in porch, snapping snap beans.
On grandmama's back porch, snapping them snap beans.
That's right. I remember it. It was
Nice.
It was an absolute treasured memory. Anyway, so hi everybody.
Hey.
Well, I digress, right?
Yeah.
By the way, we should have started forever, but it took forever to get our Diet Cokes, and then
It did.
Eric couldn't get everything to work. So,
Wow.
well, no, I mean we're ready now.
I'm a little older now, and things go a little more slowly.
Okay. Anyway,
So we're looking at Bridgewater today. So
the Bridgewater Village, yeah.
and so a little more insight. So we're trying to give you an insight into Disney's backyard and all the villages here. So we're at the corner of Tiny Road and what is this road? New Independent? No, what is it? It's
This one is Hamlin Groves Trail.
Thank you. It's Cypress Hill Road going that way. That's why we got.
Yeah, it changes when you go
But
there.
here's some more insight. So we have theme songs for all of the for the things, right? Mm-hmm. So the way it usually works, though, as it seems like something gets stuck in my head, and then I text a voice text to my son, who's a musician, and I go, "Ovation," and then he writes it, whatever. So right now, let's make the magic of YouTube happen. What's in my head for Bridgewater is Bridgewater, and then a bloop sound.
Oh,
Bridgewater. So if you
I
hear
like
that right now, it means my son did the thing. If you didn't hear that musical cue, it means that in the time it took me to edit this, he didn't come up with that.
cool.
All
right.
So we'll say Bridgewater.
So
Okay.
we are turning into Orchard Hills. Now this is an established community.
Yes.
It was Ryland Homes. My apologies, Ryland Homes, and well, I mean these builders honestly changed so much for so long.
Yeah.
Ryland originally and Cal Atlantic. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then they switched over. Yes, I think that's
To
true.
Le Pew.
It-
I mean the other one.
Right. So anyway, so the amenities are over here to the left. Good gracious, you are in a mood today.
I am.
So anyway, so this is cute. Congratulations, graduates. Hats off to you. That's very nice. See, our community
Nice amenity center, by the way.
Yeah, it is very nice. I believe this one has a zero entry pool, or it has a lap lane. I know on one
Yeah,
side.
pretty.
Anyway, very nice outside, like picnic benches. There's an outside playground, and what's really nice is right over there is also a dog park. So
Aw.
dogs can be running, kids can be playing, and you can be there watching both. I think that's actually really
So
nice.
honestly, just go there and
Yep.
go to Orchard Park.
Go to
just
Orchard
'cause,
Park,
yeah.
yeah.
So
So-
Bridgewater. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just Bridgewater. So the villages of Horizon West, and then which are part of Disney's backyard. They're not arbitrary, but nobody decided, okay, this is what this is. And when they built things, things cross over and whatever. So in my head, I call these the orchards because it's Orchard Hills and Orchard Park.
We almost moved here, by the way.
We did
This is
Washington.
This is the community where I
We
literally
were
came
about to
back
contract.
with a check in my hand. Oh, my apologies.
But this is also the road Amy cried on, and that's why we didn't contract on that house.
Yeah.
Was because this road is called Tiny Road and it's aptly named.
It's just the little hilly
And it's
things.
not a problem at all.
No,
It
it's
was
not.
the culture shock of Florida.
Just-
The whole
just-
we're moving, and I don't want to drive up down the road every day because I'm nervous
It
about
was just
traffic.
my moment,
Yeah.
But Orchard Park is the community right next to
Yes.
Orchard Hills. Orchard Park also, by the way, again, these are all resale communities.
Yes.
Okay, so no new construction happening. Orchard Park was a KB community. So this is also right off of Tiny Road.
Yeah.
Right down there is actually Marsh Road. So
Yes.
you're in Winter Garden. And then again, this is a nice community. It's
I like this
smaller
one,
than
yeah.
Orchard Hills. But it's a nice little community. I remember very much when these were first selling, so it's
Yep.
really fun to kind of come back and see the maturity of the landscaping.
When these were selling, KB would name their floor plans according to the square footage.
They still do.
Did
That's-
they?
mhm.
I saw another community that had a name in the front, but when you see it on the website, it still says square footage.
There's
That's
it's still
helpful.
by square footage. It's super helpful. Yeah.
It's not as romantic. I live in the Seneca or whatever, but I live in the 1782.
21.
Yeah.
but it's super
it
helpful.
does help.
Yeah.
Nice little park there.
I mean, they may give them names, but they still reference them.
Magnolia Ridge Loop.
So you just want me to loopity-loop
Yeah,
around?
loopity-loop.
Okay. All right, so I'm just going to loopity-loop around here, and then we'll head back out. When I get back to Tiny, where do you want me to go?
So take a left on Tiny, and let's go toward Independence, because we're going to try to give you the full Bridgewater experience. Bridgewater!
Bloop.
Exactly.
By the way, everyone now is going to go bloop.
I hope so. That's the whole point. We're trying to make it catchy, people.
It cracks me up though when I'm out with clients and
I love
they're
it.
like, if I'm just talking and I say something about Ovation, or if I just say something about Hamlin or whatever, and then they
all
sing
did it in their
they
heads.
sing it back to me, or we drive past them, they're like, that's gay.
I remember when there was a little kid that got on the phone. Like, you
Yes.
talk to them forever, and then they're like, she wants to say something to you, and she was like, and then that makes you so happy. Because, by the way, these are real, actual mental defects that I have. Because it really does get in my head.
Defects, honey.
Bridgewater.
It's your brilliance.
No, Bridgewater was forced a little bit because I didn't I was like, well, we need a theme song for that. Yeah. But now it is stuck in my head, and I literally can't get it out of my head.
Okay, well,
and,
it's good. It's a good thing.
And I can't get it out of my head.
All right, now stop it. You're going to get that stuck in our heads. All right, so.
We'll never get the other one out. So.
Okay.
Bridgewater! No. Okay. That was good. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about... So we have, just... All of our clients are the favorite clients. That's true.
So nice.
Everyone but one, and you know who you are. No, I'm kidding. They're all really great. But we have someone from the west side of the country who's so sweet. She's so nice. And she's so excited because they're moving here. Twin boys and a husband. He's coming too. He's also very nice. But I've been spending a lot of time driving around Bridgewater because that's where they want to live,
right?
For the most part,
right?
And so the Sunday drive started when we did this for people, and then we were like, oh, well, we should probably just put that on YouTube, all right? Because we would go drive around, and so I've done a couple of drives for them in the last few days, and so today I was like, well, let's just go kind of repeat that drive. So Bridgewater, the main thing we're going to talk about today is we're going to give you the pricing and all that stuff.
Hamlin's down that way.
It's right there. That's where we came from. I didn't reference the pricing, but I will have put it on the screen for Orchard Hills, Orchard Park, kind of to get you where we are. But in general, we'll give you some Bridgewater pricing too. But I also want to just talk about schools today. Yeah. Because Bridgewater is one of the communities where you would think, if we're going to call something a village, which we didn't make this up, this is really what it's called. You know, it's a village defined. You would think, okay, well that means that we got a good view of a school line.
This is a parent drop-off line.
Woo, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, this is a
yowza.
Yeah,
So this is Bridgewater Middle School, home of the Bobcats.
By the way, do you see everything? All the parents lined up over here to pick up their kids.
And so this is actually an interesting thing for us to be stuck in. It's because there's a stop sign there. So, but people are getting in. But I'm not sure we're going to get through this.
No.
So we might have to cut the video in a second and then start over. But when we talk to you about tell the good people about parent drop-off.
It's absolutely a
lovely
waste of time.
It's so great.
No, so the funny thing is, again, when we first moved here, and we realized, my first experience, my first little bit of Florida culture shock was when we moved into our community and moved into our home. I asked the neighbors, I assumed I knew where the bus stop was, but nobody really talked about it. I was like, can you tell me where the bus stop is? And they looked at me like I was crazy.
Yeah,
and
that's awesome.
I said, bus stop. They're like, the bus doesn't pick them up. So the elementary school was just down the street, but it was down a main street. Like, I could not imagine my baby walking there, even though he was in 4th grade when we moved here. So anyway, so the point is, in Florida, at least here in this area, if you live within 2 miles of the school as the crow flies, they do not provide a bus transportation for you, and hence you walk, or parents drop you off, and that's tends to be, because and by the way, I don't know if you saw him, but there's a crossing guard over there, and there are, this is they are all over the place.
But there is a friend. By the way, we might have to do that. Maybe that's what we have to do, because maybe that's what people are doing.
Yes,
so
because I'm not. Because everyone's doing that.
Yeah.
Now,
well,
so.
that's. At this point, you've got to do it, because the school kids are not getting out of school yet.
Yeah, I know. I'm not waiting for a kid. I don't
so,
have kids in elementary school.
Because there is a French word for what this is. When something like this happens, it's. I would have bleeped that. Can you imagine sitting in that every day?
Yeah,
But
see, we would have been stuck right there. This is, guys, this is it. This is real life. This is, what time is it? It's 3:58.
Yeah.
And that's the middle school. Middle schools get out at 4 o'clock. So these are the parents waiting to pick up their kids from middle school.
That's a good point. Give them the schedule. So who goes first? Who goes second? Who goes third?
So elementary school, high school goes first. Typically they start around 7:20 and they end at about 2:20, give or take.
Which means if you're on a bus, you got to get on the bus at 6:30.
It's ridiculous. Yes. And then your elementary school goes next, and they go from 8 a.m. until they get out at 3. Mm-hmm. And then the middle schoolers start at like 9, and they get out at 4. Now, here's my pet peeve.
What?
My pet peeve, I like that the high schoolers go earlier. However, as all studies indicate, like the high schoolers should be the ones that don't start until 9, right? Plus, they're the ones that have after-school activities that, because they're older and they can go to bed later, their practices may go till 9:30. Even when I taught dance, my seniors, my older students their classes would finish at 9 or 9:30, and that's late on a weeknight. Anyway, I mean, to have to go home and then still do homework. Anyway.
I wanted you to take a left because there's little red signs all along this pond, and you know what it literally says on there?
Gator water.
That gator water. That's what it says. It says, danger, this here gator water. It doesn't say that exactly, but that's what that says.
Yes.
Now, it's been really hot, and so...
It's very
slow.
Yeah.
Tell the good people about what could fix that.
Oh, a fountain.
A fountain. So when you see fountains in the thing, it's not to be pretty.
Well,
they are pretty. They are pretty.
But it serves a purpose.
But it
circulates
when it's
that
hot,
water.
they get that algae and whatnot and so forth. This is lovely, by the way. Look at that park.
It's very pretty.
So we're on Schoolhouse Pond Road. Mm-hmm. That's nice. So now find your way out of here.
It's always a challenge in this area.
So this is Independence. Mm-hmm. Independence is divided with two different. Now I can see Hamlin, the apartments over there.
Yeah.
There's Signature Lakes, and there's Independence, and there's lots of things. I'm going to reach down while we talk because I bashed up my thing.
Oh, sorry.
But Bridgewater, I just took some notes because I don't. Believe it or not, I don't have all this data, like ready to recall in the thing.
You don't?
No. Orange County Sheriff's.
Thanks, sir.
Fantastic folks here.
So this new Independence is going to take me back toward Hamlin, though. Do you want me to keep one straight a little bit?
Yeah, because see if it gets us out toward like the Summerlake area. So if we went there, we'd run straight into Walmart, where all dreams begin. They end
that's
at Waffle
the Walmart
House.
at Hamlin.
And all dreams end at Waffle House, but we don't have one. I'm just kidding. I just made that up.
Oh, and a cul-de-sac.
Here's a cul-de-sac.
This is a cul-de-sac. It's what we call a cul-de-sac.
Yeah, so Amy sold a house. So one of the things that, so you see the power lines that you might be able to see them up there, that kind of run along the side. So it's one of the features of some of the communities here. Like, you got to kind of know where the power lines are if you care. Some people don't care. Some people care. Amy sold a house right along that line once, and the people that owned it didn't care, and the people that bought it didn't care, and everyone's happy. Yep. So this is a 4-way stop, which it means that no one knows what to do in Florida. Anyway, so townhomes over here. Let's give you a little bit of the Bridgewater price stuff while we're talking. Mm-hmm. The low sale $400,000. This is in the last 30 days. Okay. The high sale $1.398 million. What
was that again?
$1.398 million. $1,398,000. Which was here in Independence, in Signature Lakes.
On the lake, I'm
on
sure.
the lake. I mean, there are some mamma-jamma houses in Bridgewater. There is a house currently listed for $5.3 million in Bridgewater, which is not...
my goodness.
That's going to be a custom home on the water with riparian rights and all that. So when we do the stats for Bridgewater, we take that one out.
Yeah, that's just...
There's 3 or 4 houses that are $3 million plus. Mm-hmm. We take those out because if you're looking to buy a $3 million house, for God's sake, please call us. Please. But that's not really what, that's not what we folk aren't in the business of $3 million homes. So, I like, you just see people kind of out on benches, they're hanging out. There's a crow. We say as the crow flies, there goes a crow.
So if you're looking through this neighborhood, you can see a lot more of a mature community with mature landscaping. You can see these trees that were little twigs when the community first started up are now really pretty, and they give you a shaded way to walk your dog. You know, it's nice shaded little sidewalks.
This feels like Bedford Falls is what this feels like.
It's
nice.
Beautiful. You know, this seems to be a real draw for a lot of people. I noticed that these roads are kind of narrow and kind of tight.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that park here, like in these townhomes, they park in the front, even though they do have a garage in the back. It is designated parking.
At least they have a lane here. That's the good news. In some communities, the
They
road
just
is
don't,
slightly more narrow total,
Right.
and there's no marking, and so people just park there, and it's like...
Here's one of those power things you were talking about.
Yeah. So
yeah.
it just kind of runs through the middle of this community, because this used to be a citrus field. So
Let's go down this way.
Yeah, so as
Avenue of the Arbors, because this is the big mamma jammas.
Woo! She's the big mamma jamma.
So
that's where
this
that comes
is...
from, by the way.
So these are...
Inside the marriage.
Help me! Okay.
Inside the marriage.
So look at the houses. Stop it. Jeez.
No, I just say something and she's like,
Gorgeous. I know. It's like, oh. Okay, so these are the larger homes. So when you talk about those $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, maybe even $5 million, this Avenue of the Arbors Road is really kind of these more luxury homes.
Yeah.
Again, on the water back there. What?
I'm just laughing because you pay a premium for the word arbor, because you could just say Tree Road, Tree Avenue, but no, Avenue of the Arbors sounds like it just means Tree Road.
Yes.
What I'm saying,
Like
but
just went up 100,000 just by
exactly
that.
when the home costs $3 million,
Hey, words matter.
it's arbors.
Words matter.
They do. Like I love you, which I never hear. I'm kidding. This is a nice little. This is a nice little jaunt.
Is I remember I actually had a client looking at one of these lots when it was a vacant lot. They were going to kind of custom build back over here, but anyway, so it is a very nice community. It's a very nice area. It is more established. There is not new construction in here anymore. It's all closed out. So look at these. So when you see these big, beautiful homes tucked back in here in this area, just realize it's a very large community that's kind of nestled in, as Eric said, between Summerport and Independence and Signature Lakes, all kind of.
And that's like Lake Hancock in the middle there, right? I think. I don't know. I'll look it on the map.
No, that's right.
Well, I got turned around. But in any case, there's some big lakes here that sort of connect across the way to Hamlin. Oh, shut up!
I lied. There is still new construction. But again, these are custom
No,
homes.
that's not new construction. That is Daddy Warbucks is building a house. He's flown in artisans from Morocco to build a house. What the frick? No, this is stupid. Those are beautiful. I'm not angry. I'm sort of blown away. Those are nice.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
See, go back the way you came, though.
Yeah.
Get us to Independence Elementary again. I feel like at any point, armed security is going to show us out. The riffraff are driving through. Look at that. Those are beautiful houses. Wow. Dowser. Okay. Well, that was wow.
I will say, though, these lots were here for many years, because when I had clients looking at that was like 8 years ago. So it's taken a while to get some of these sold and up. But yeah.
These homes sell for anywhere between $300,000 and $400,000 a day.
Okay.
No, those
where
are just nice homes. I want you to go back to Independence Elementary.
Oh, gosh.
Which was probably that way.
Like you expect me to find my way
it was right over there. It's where we came from.
All right.
If we don't make it, we don't make it.
Are we giving them information, or are they just driving along with us?
Well, they're just driving along with... Oh, sorry. Okay. So I did my reference points from... By the way, notice here, mailboxes on the street.
Yeah.
That's unusual, too. A sign of an older community.
Right.
Older around here is 10 or 15 years old.
You see how those people just park, like you said? They're just parked on the street. That's actually a lane that they're kind of like just stopped in, parked in.
But...
It's really lovely out here.
Shout out to Signature Bakehouse, by the way, which is located right along this road.
Oh, excellent.
Hi, Will. So you can get pies there. So now you remember when we came, I said people sitting by the thing. The crow was there.
Yeah. Okay, we're
No,
not
you're
stuck.
good.
No.
Yeah,
I
they
just saw the
turn.
brake lights. I was like, Yeah, because the elementary school's out. They're home by now.
So I actually did the distance things from Independence Elementary.
Okay.
So we've got 2 miles, 7 minutes to Publix. These are all, the Hamlin is the closest thing. Which means it's 2 miles, 7 minutes to a Diet Coke. To Disney. This one surprised me. But you see why. It's only 5 miles from Disney, but 12 minutes. Which seems like a lot, but you see there's stop signs and stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of weaving.
It's not a straight shot.
The airport, 32 miles, 35 minutes-ish, depending on traffic. kind of anywhere here in Disney's backyard, that's sort of what it is. It's 30 miles, 35 minutes. That's just what it is. Just basically because however you get to the main road, and then you're straight on till morning. I did something to do urban air.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good something to do. This should be opening soon. It's going to be a big indoor park thing. That's Independence Elementary there.
Do you want me to loop around?
Nah, go straight.
Okay.
But I just remembered this because this is where I drove for a client that wanted to see. She wasn't sure about Independence Elementary, home of the Eagles. And then I put somewhere to eat. I said Bosphorus because we still haven't been there yet.
Haven't been there yet. I've heard
but Turkish food. It's not Turkish food. I'm so sorry.
Cuisine.
Turkish cuisine.
Yes.
It's Turkey.
Turkish cuisine.
Yes.
Adjacent to the arbors.
Exactly. That's an SAT question.
Where do you want me to go?
Tree is to arbor, as food is to
cuisine.
That's nice. Yeah, just go straight out of here if you can.
All right.
If you can get out.
Sounds like a plan.
Because the idea is sort of end up at Summerlake, and maybe we can, maybe we can't. Who knows?
Yep.
But so I want you to talk about, since we just passed Independence Elementary. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about the schools. So. Mm-hmm. Bridgewater Village, I feel like it's being ripped apart by the school zoning, because there are some people in Bridgewater that go to Independence. There's some that go to Summerlake. There's a couple that go to Panther Lake. It looks like a few that go to Castleview. For the most part, it's Independence and Summerlake are the two. Middle schools, it's Hamlin Middle. In Bridgewater, fine, that's the way it worked out. Or a lot of them go to Bridgewater. Duh, that makes sense, right? Which we just showed you, and they wait in that line every day. And then everyone here, for the most part, other than the Orchard Hills goes to Windermere High School. Mm-hmm. Everyone else in Bridgewater goes to Horizon, home of the Hawks.
Yep.
So, I don't know where we are. We'll see how it goes. But I want you to tell the good people about that whole. Tell them about
the Rushes.
Avenue of the Rushes. Oh, nice.
I'm trying to think. I know
go
where
that
it is.
way.
I know what I was going to say.
That way,
I think it's this way.
So we have Avenue of the Arbors, Avenue of the Rushes.
When you don't go into the neighborhood the way I normally go into it, in this area specifically, it is a web of confusion. But they're beautiful. It's just I love
gorgeous,
it.
Man.
I love the community feel as far as like the aesthetic and the. But if you've noticed as we've been driving, you're seeing the same thing that we talk about that is so prevalent in the communities here, which is that you have the whole gamut of homes.
Yeah.
You've got townhomes. You've got rear entry garage style homes, the bungalows. You've got regular front load, typical single family homes. And then you've got massive luxury homes as well.
Yep.
So that is kind of, the
There's an
vibe.
empty lot if y'all want to build something. You got $10.
Some tile issues on that one, but anyway.
Oh boy.
Okay, so
those are beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, you might be able to see from that camera across the lake. There's the same thing on the other side. It's just big, beautiful houses.
You know what?
What?
Did you notice that had a fence in the front yard?
Yeah, there's a couple of them that had fences in the
But
front.
that's interesting that you're
made
allowed to
They
do
made
that.
their own gate. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that usually your HOA prohibits you from having the fences have to be usually 10 feet from the front of your home.
Yeah, and then
or
they
thereabouts.
said our house.
I live on Arbors.
Avenue of the Rushes.
I'm just kidding, Rushes. Yeah. All right.
So this,
anyway.
Is this the main entrance here or something?
Honestly,
I've
turned myself all around.
Give the good people though a quick. Yes, this is it. Fiquette.
Yes, there we go.
We made it to Fiquette.
We did it.
Because we were about to say Fiquette.
And you want me to go to the right?
Yeah.
Yes.
We were about to say Fiquette, but we said here's Fiquette, so we're going to keep
Fiquette.
going. Get it? That was a little play on words, as if it was a curse word, because I'm nice and don't say those words without bleeping them. Okay. So anyway. Tell the people about the experience of all of these new schools being built. Half of the schools in Horizon West are with like 3 years old or less.
Yeah. Well,
maybe 5.
There's a lot of wonderful, positive things that have warranted having all of these new schools, which is the just incredible growth and desirability of where we are here in Disney's backyard.
Yes.
But it can create a little bit of a challenge, especially for younger kids in their earlier elementary school years, because you may potentially be changing schools from one year to the next as these new schools are being built and are opening. For instance, this is the first year that Hamlin Middle and Hamlin Elementary opened.
Yep.
Right? But next year, Well, and then I think Panther Lake had opened and Summerlake had opened. So it's almost like every year there's a new elementary school opening. And so obviously, kind of back to your point earlier when you were talking about the zoning, you could live in one neighborhood. You can live in a neighborhood that says, I'm in community named Orange, and that community actually could be servicing 2 or 3 different elementary schools based on where in that community you live and where that zoning line is.
Real quick, as you turn right, to our left is the Dreamfinders community that's coming soon. Ish, called Palms at Windermere.
Yes.
This is the road we showed you once. We came through on Sunday Road to show you. This is where we get a little flooding.
Yes.
Which they've worked on, so hopefully it's going to be better.
Yep.
Because we're getting into the rainy season now, so...
Indeed. And do you want me to go into Summerlake a little bit?
I mean, go in, and then we'll just kind of touch on it and wrap things up.
Okay, so just as an FYI, so that you know where we are, people. If we were just to continue straight down this road, we would be right where we started our drive. We would be right there, right?
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
So, if we keep going up here, the McDonald's that we go to most of the time is on our left.
So maybe don't worry about going into Summerlake. Maybe do that. Just go down.
Just go straight?
Well,
okay.
because, we're sort of
We can point it out, right?
Yeah, there it
is over to the right, yeah.
That's Summerlake.
And Summerlake is very, very large, by the way. Summerlake, understandably, would service several different elementary schools just because it is so big. And it had so many builders in there at the same time. I mean, that used to be, you would go in there and it was like new construction heaven. It was like a fair with all the flags that were flying around, all the different builders having their different sections.
Yeah.
And it was really nice because you may have 2 or 3 different builders sharing the same lot or two, or block or two.
Yeah.
And then, so you have a lot of variety within the the aesthetics of that. Yes,
we
sir.
just passed Sidell Road, so down that road is the Sidell Village.
Yep.
The theme song of which is yet being developed, but it's going to end with "Buy a House in Old Sidell," just like the Rydell High School cheer. At some point, because that's what's in Amy's head all the time whenever she hears Sidell. But so you can kind of see the back of the house here in Summerlake. And why don't you get to the Summerlake Groves, that 4-way stop, and take a right, and we'll wrap things up at Summerlake Elementary. It's right
good
there.
Idea. Sure. That sounds good.
And we'll be done.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Plus, I'm getting all these texts, which means my son needs money for food.
Oh, well then.
I promise you that's what it is, because he's 17 and he went to the gym and he's
hungry.
I promise. Let me just look to be sure.
It's also my phone that was dinging, so.
Oh. No, you know what?
What is it?
It's our client from the West. Who we're talking about. So we're talking about you as you're watching this thing. There's your text. She found a house. She said, well, if y'all didn't find me an island with no sink, which is what she wanted. So she gave us an address that we'll be looking at.
That's funny.
She actually, this 4-way stop is important to us because for that client, she was looking at a house right on this corner. Mm-hmm. Ultimately didn't turn out to be the right fit. We did a lot of work on that one in terms of really digging into the numbers and pricing and all that stuff. We did a video tour. I did a drive from here to show her the stuff. And give me a little bit of the backstory. They used to live here, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so they used to live here, and so I think they know Summerlake Elementary, like in their soul. They would love to be Summerlake Gators.
And I think too that when they were here before, months ago, kind of visiting and acclimating and kind of thinking about where they might want to call home, I think they did some school tours, and I think they were able...
that's right. They toured that school.
They were able to tour the elementary school, kind of on a last-minute notice. Yeah. And so I feel like that, it's honestly...
comfort,
it's the comfort. It's the familiarity of kind of going, this... I kind of know where I am, So, quite nice though, right?
Yeah.
Which way do you want me to go? You want
just
to go
go down that way toward the school, and then we'll be done.
Okay.
Again, I will have put a bunch of data and stats and maps and things on the screen. We didn't really talk about them that much, but we do have all that data for you. One of the things that we're pretty good at a lot of aspects of our job. One of the things we're terrible at is to keep reminding you that if you'd like to buy or sell real estate here in Disney's backyard, you should call the #1 realtor in Disney's backyard. That's her. I am her trusted sidekick. Can I be your... I keep telling people I'm your assistant. Can my official title be sidekick? By the way, there's a fountain, so you get the idea of what we're talking about.
It kind of keeps the water flowing.
And you notice the water's moving so it doesn't get all scuzzied over.
Right.
If you look down there, the
amenities
the vista to the amenity center at Summerlake is ridiculously awesome. If I'm not mistaken, up here is where you had one of those rows of models that you were talking about, wasn't it? Right up here, like one of these streets. Wasn't it like model? Like
it was
right
actually over there.
Okay.
It was like right in front of the things.
Shows you what I know. I'm just the sidekick.
Well,
okay. We'll just wrap up with this. We're also crossing, right now we're crossing Porter Road. One of the things that I shared with our client was Porter Road is one of those roads, I just think we're bad at naming roads here. You can be on Porter Road in like 9 different places, and it's not a straight line. It's like, Porter Road is the road to the hospital. That's not here. So if you go down to Porter Road and drive straight down Porter and you'll be at the hospital, you're going to die because you're not going down Porter Road because Porter Road is over there and over there and over there and up and crossing this other road. You got to get across Phil Ritz and there's Summerlake Elementary.
Summerlake Elementary. I just saw kindergarten registration on their little marquee, so very exciting.
Okay, and I keep saying we're going to wrap it up with this, but our son just
we need to wrap it up.
Is done with high school and he's not in kindergarten anymore. And now we have a sad. I'm going to be here and be sad now.
I know.
Goodbye.
Very sad. All right, guys. As always, hopefully this little Sunday drive was helpful to you to kind of help acclimate and orient yourself around
to the village of
Bridgewater. Anyway, all right, guys.
I don't know if I have that sound effect, so if I don't, it's going to be us going bloop.
Why am I doing this too? I'm going bloop.
Hey, it's good.
Okay, anyway.
It's a hit. Okay.
All right, guys. We appreciate you guys so much driving along with us on our little journey today. Hopefully the video tour was helpful. As always, please stay safe, stay well. First of all, don't forget to call me, 407-848-8042. And you are correct. If you are looking to purchase in this area or get some more information, if you're looking to sell in this area, I do live here. So, you know, we're kind of good about knowing where we are.
Yeah.
Unlike the lady at the open house that I took my client to the other day that swore.
You had to get it in.
I did have to get it in. She's like,
you were so mad.
I was so pissed. I showed my client, I went there specifically because I knew the floor plan.
We have to wrap it up.
I know. But she says we go in and the lady doing the open house is like giving us incorrect information. She's like, it's a 4.2.5. I'm like, well, it's actually a 4.3, but okay. Then she goes in and David Weekley was the builder. I'm like, no, actually it was Dreamfinders. No, it was David Weekley. No, it was Dreamfinders. No, I spoke to the developer. It's David
Amy
Weekley.
sold the models in this community.
It's not.
She sold the models. She knows the builder.
Anyway, so that's it.
Okay.
I digress. Okay, love and hugs. Please stay safe, stay well. Remember, we love you. Happy house hunting.